ENEA Workshop in Marseille 2025 with Professor Mirjam Christ-Crain. Thank you very much for being
You're
here.
welcome.
As you know, we have this senior mentoring program, and we wanted to ask you a couple of questions about some suggestions, some advices that you will give to the future generation of endocrinologists to do a career, an amazing career like you have right now. If you could give a couple of tips.
Yeah, thank you for the question. So it's of course always dependent from a lot of also coincidences, whether you do that or that career. So what I think is important is to build a network. I did that when going to UK to join the lab of Ashley Grossman and Marta Korbonitz, which opened kind of a door for me to all the neuroendocrine field of endocrinology in a broad sense. And this is something I would do rather earlier than later in your career. That's one thing. And the other thing is that if you're interested in an academic career and do research, then it's worth to start also early. Mm-hmm. Because at least I speak for Switzerland, but it's extremely hard to get funding if you're older and you don't have a track record. Of course, it's the academic age which counts nowadays, but still, if you have some papers published already, and you have, of course, also the enthusiasm to do research, that counts a lot. And also, of course, in an academic career, you have to know that you fall and you have to stand up, and you fall and you have to stand up. So this frustration tolerance is also something very important. We all know it, but we have to be aware of it.
Thank you very much. And now a question: how did you develop this passion for VP deficiency? How did it happen? Because you said before you were in Ashley Grossman and Marta Korbonitz's lab that they don't do that much. How did you happen to develop that?
Yeah, that's actually an interesting question because I did when I was a young fellow. I first did research in subclinical hypothyroidism, so completely different story. That was my first poster in Lyon at the 5th or 6th European conference. I think it was 2003. And then nobody came, by the way, to see my poster, but still. And then I started with procalcitonin research, which is another different story. But somehow that was not really endocrine for me. So then I decided to go to Ashley Grossman and Marta's lab because I was interested in the pituitary. So I started there with the cortisol research. We looked at a new assay to measure free cortisol. We looked at also in the lab of Marta at AMPK and cortisol. So it was a little bit around stress hormones. And back in Basel, I looked at copeptin as a stress hormone, actually, not as a mirror of ABP in water and salt balance, but rather as a stress hormone. Okay. And that led then somehow to the posterior pituitary and to ABP deficiency. Again, another coincidence.
Yeah, really.
You cannot always plan things. It's like stepwise. It comes how it comes.
Very interesting. And the last question, talking about the pituitary field, and as elect president of the European Society of Endocrinology, in my country where I work at the moment in Germany, there are not many people working on the pituitary field. So there is a little bit the feeling that it's something that it's not, young people are not very attracted from. Do you have any suggestion to change that, in a way to make it, what do you think it could be making more attractive, from your point of view? Founding, do you think it could be a problem, the lack of career, so possibly to do an academic career? What is the situation in Switzerland, and what could be in your opinion? Because in some country I have the feeling it's very good. There's but in some others it's a little bit lacking.
Maybe. It's not my experience in Switzerland, at least not in Basel, because there I think everybody is very interested in the pituitary. Yeah. But you're right, of course, because there is less funding opportunities, especially also from pharma industry, for pituitary than it is, for example, for obesity or diabetes. But still, I think if you have a good research question, it always is possible. More funding opportunities would, of course, help for the pituitary field, and also to connect between the countries to know and to have bigger and larger intervention studies, maybe also, because we always have too few patients with acromegaly or Cushing's. So if we work together, that could then really make a difference, because I think we have not enough clinical trials in the pituitary field. We have not enough. We have now some, but most of them are pharma studies. And I think we could make it more attractive if this is changed in a way, and we try to get maybe European funding to have some properly designed trials.
Thank you very much. Thank you.